PikeCountyZombieControl.com.
There's been an escalation of violence in the American Second Civil War. This is what's happened over the weekend.
We're going to fight for all Angelenos, regardless of when they got here, whether they have papers or not. We are a city of immigrants, and this impacts hundreds of thousands of Angelenos.
And this one is for the Trump supporters. You are going to hell for this. You're going to hell for this. You have blatantly disregarded your neighbor. You have failed to care for the widowed, the orphaned, and the immigrant. You have committed idolatry, and you have become lost in your greed and your lusts. You are proud and envious, and you will face that reality on Judgment Day. A lot of you have become too arrogant to believe that you could go to hell. A lot of you have become so idolatrous that you don't think that man could get you there. But you are wrong, and I have never felt something with such conviction in my entire life. And I don't come to you as a saint, I come to you as a fellow sinner. You can repent. You can walk away from this. You can start to atone. But I doubt any of you will. I think that if God himself came down from the heavens, laid hands upon Donald Trump and called him the Antichrist, you would still follow him. Because what? He's promising to make eggs a little cheaper? Like, I'm not happy with the price of eggs either, but I am not willing to risk my eternal soul for it. I am not going to place a convicted predator into a position of power in the hopes that gas will be under $3 a gallon. I am a simple man, and I am not that greedy. You had two choices that did not involve you putting into office the best friend of one of the most prolific child traffickers in modern history. You could have downsized your life, gotten rid of that big giant truck of yours and all your expensive weapons, or you could have gone out and fought for higher pay or an end to corporate corruption. You chose to do neither of those things because it was easier to blame immigrants. And that is laziness, that is sloth. You saw hatred as the path of least resistance and the best way to maintain your lifestyle, and you took it. You took it at the expense of the lives of so many of the neighbors you are supposed to be loving. You have failed as a Christian. You have failed to live up to the expectations of Christ, and we all do at some point or another. But you need to repent. And I don't believe in hell as a place of eternal fire. No, I think hell is going to be something so much worse for you. Because if you got thrown into a pit of fire, if you were tortured for all eternity, you would never learn anything. You would just feel slighted by God. You'd fall on your knees and feel persecuted. And you'd cozy up to the devil for perks. Because that is what you have been doing for your entire life. That is what you did with this election. No, here's what I think hell is for you. I think hell is a place where you're going to have to face the fact that you were wrong. And you're going to have to sit there in the silence, in the emptiness, in the nothingness, for however long it takes you to figure it out. For however long it takes for you to learn how to live in a society with other people in it. That is the burning you will feel.
No! Don't kill him. If you kill him, you won't learn nothing.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Anthony Joel Casada, and I'm the alderman of Chicago's 35th Ward. This afternoon, a number of us, of elected officials, were mobilized because we are members of deportation defense working groups in our communities. And we have a network of groups that coordinate citywide.
Did he just admit he is able to contact zombie hordes?
The callous response that these people have is shameful. It is the very curt and cold responses that we sometimes receive by the Chicago Police Department. We have sanctuary laws in the city. We have the Trust Act, law in the state of Illinois. We want to make sure that our local law enforcement is compliant with the laws that we pass. We saw ICE officials and federal agents then start to amass vehicles to try and get into this driveway. Myself, Alderwoman Rossana Rodriguez, and Cook County Commissioner Jessica Vasquez then stood to block the driveway because right now we need the moral clarity and courage to fight back against these harmful, evil policies. We as public officials and we as community members must stand up and reject these policies that are
These are the battle cries to start the zombie revolution. Listen to the rhetoric in the dehumanization of their fellow citizens.
When our children and grandchildren look back at this time, they're going to wonder, what did we do? What did we do when parents were being ripped away from their children? What did you do when students were being disappeared and poor and working people were being terrorized? We stood on our values and we fought back. That is the resistance that we need in this moment. We need people to rise up and say in a unified voice that enough is enough, and we will defend the honor of our democracy, and we will never surrender our humanity under tyranny. A city built with working people and immigrants around the world. Never surrender, Chicago. Fight back.
What we saw here today, masked individuals. These are people are no law enforcement. These are masked individuals. These are Proud Boys. Don't show their faces. They're kidnapping people. And here in Chicago, we are saying no to the fascist dictator who's kidnapping people. There was a mother who got a 10-year-old boy who now has no mother. Eyes, abolish eyes.
How do the zombie hordes know where and when to show up? Because they have a network of online and tech-savvy collaborators.
You could have stopped them!
How did you know this was happening?
Reddit.
Are these the city streets that we have to look forward to? This is exactly what the zombies in charge want, the fall of humanity.
You don't got none. You can't, y'all can't do that. Y'all can't
Because if necessary, we will mobilize, because we do not want taxes on remittances from our compatriots in the United States to Mexico.
Watching it very closely, and when they spit at people, you know, they spit. That's their new thing. They spit, and worse, you know what they throw at them, right? And when that happens, I have a little statement. They say, they spit, we hit. And I told them, nobody's going to spit on our police officers. Nobody's going to spit on our military, which they do is a common thing. They get up to them this far away, and then they start spitting in their face. That happens, they get hit very hard.
One of my favorite things about myself is that I'm old school. I come from that element, family, peers, Staten Island, Italian. I'm old school. Loyalty. It's an important thing. Now everybody's in an uproar over this tip with Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And I'm actually hearing some of you Trump supporters, some of you loyalists to Donald Trump, backing down, backing out. Elon's correct. Elon's right. He's a genius. Donald Trump, you know what? I don't like Donald. Are you fucking kidding me? See, I could see the left. They're all rubbing each other off. The party's falling apart because of this happened. This is nothing. The party ain't going anywhere. So that's all they have. This is what they have. It's you, loyalists, that piss me the fuck off. Because if your world isn't perfect, then it's, Donald Trump was supposed to be 100% perfect. Now I don't like him because he did one thing you don't like with him. You people make me sick. Sicker than the liberals that are rubbing each other off, thinking that they got something going. Let me tell you something. There is no progress when everything is perfect. You understand? Perfect is for jerk-offs. Let me tell you something. I'm not happy with Donald Trump for selfish reasons. Because I put 40 years in. I was MAGA before MAGA was ever MAGA. You all know what I did for this man for the last 12, 13 years, getting him elected, the beatings I took, the artwork I did. And I didn't get a call to be part of the administration or on a committee or something. I'm going to get called, I'm sure, eventually, but I'm a little hurt. But I didn't lose an ounce of loyalty to this great man. The greatest president since George Washington. And my loyalty is 150,000% today, as it was the first fucking day he came down the escalator. So all of you loyalists who aren't in a perfect world today and got your panties all twisted, fuck off.